Howdy y'all, Randy here. Finally doing an update on my barn dominium build. The last video I posted was back in October, November time frame when it was just getting framed. Finally on November 21, we got finished. The building was built and I was ready to start the next phase. Unfortunately, this is a working farm and other things come in and other priorities come up, and really haven't done much to this building. So what today I'm just going to go show you what the shop looks like, or what the building looks like, go through some lessons learned and mistakes I made and things I did right. Maybe it'll help you out. And finally we'll go through the costs. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I'll be honest with you. If you're trying to build this on your own, be your own general contractor, you need to understand what costs are. And I'll tell you what I did and how it all worked out. So we'll start the tractor up and we'll just do a quick go around of the building, show you what it looks like. Again, there's 30-35 mile an hour winds out there. I don't want to try to film it outside. Alright. Oh, Bronco the Wonder Dog is out there too. It's hard to drive and film at the same time, but so there's the front. Again, this is a 56 by 32 foot building, 14 foot walls, 12-4 pitch, with a 10 by 28 porch in the front and one big rolling door. I'm about to show you my first two mistakes, and this all has to do with managing your bill of materials when you're dealing with a metal company. They're not critical mistakes. It could have saved me some money and saved me some time, but I'll show you right quick. The first mistake I made is I wanted the roof of the porch to be green, and obviously it's not green because all the trim is green, the doors are green, the posts on the porch will be green, all the trim will be green. Well, when the bill of materials I got from my metal contractor had a section for the building and had a section for the porch, and I just didn't catch that he had the wrong color for the roof panels on that porch. No biggie. I can paint it if I want to, but again, pay attention to your bill of materials. Now, if I can get this door to stay open. Here was my second mistake. Okay, hey, Bronco the Wonder Dog. That pile of sea purlin on the right ended up with about 25 foot long 4-inch sea purlins and about, 5 or 6 6-inch 25 foot long sea purlins. A total of about $1,300 worth of material. Now I understand they give you extra material just because you make mistakes, because if you look, some of those top pieces are shorter. Those were actually mistakes that had to get done. But part of it, I didn't have a real firm design, doing it by myself, and they just overbid the material. Now that second pile over there, that's not a mistake. That's just the cost of doing business. So I wanted a clear span roof in this building. I didn't want any trusses. And to do that, they had to use 12-inch I-beams for the main rafters and I think 8-inch I-beams on the ends. But the rafters ended up being 17 feet long. So to make the pair of rafters, you needed 34 feet. Well, to get 34 foot material to use, you got to start with something longer than 34 feet, and 50 feet was the option. So I ended up with a bunch of I-beam that are about 14 feet long. That's just the cost. If I didn't want to do the clear span, I maybe got it way cheaper, but I got what I wanted. But the big thing is, and I don't care. This is material we use. We've got lots of R-panel out here. And there's the start right there to a new building. And that middle pile over there, those were the posts, the vertical posts on the walls. Got a lot of that material, plus I've got another 8 foot long 4-inch by 1/4-inch wall material. So right there is a starter kit for a frame on a pretty nice garage. Okay, going around the building, then we'll go inside. Come on, tractor. It's hard to drive this tractor with one hand. Whoops. So there's the front. Got me a temporary electric fence around it to get the cows out. I'm sure it's going to be a great video with these dirty windows on here. And there's my storage container. So I'm going to hit a tree if I'm not careful. Get a great shot of the mirror. There's the back. Alright, I'm going to stop for a second. And we'll get out of here. Man, the wind is howling. And there's the view across the valley. We'll talk more about that later. Let's get in, go outside, go inside, and see what's up. Okay, we're inside now, and I'm going to tell you, this part of this video almost didn't get made. I said those winds were blowing 30, 35 miles an hour. No, it's a full-on 40 mile an hour gale with 50 mile an hour gusts. And when I opened up that tractor door, the wind grabbed it, and I had a hold of the handle. It almost threw me out, so I got lucky. All right, so here we're back inside. This line right here represents the boundary between the living quarters over there and the shop. The living quarters is 32 by 32. The shop is 26 by 32. And if you look over here, you can already see the shop's been in use. In fact, I can show you some of this stuff and you'll understand, and you may figure out what project I've been working on. So I got a welding trailer, a couple of welders, bandsaw, grinder, welding table, drill press, stands, cutting torch, and those would be jigs for welding up pipe. You see I've got a little pipe over there. I did have a big stack of pipe in here. Anyway, you might be able to guess what's going on. Okay, so we talked about the beams that I had extra left over. So this is what I meant. I want a clear span roof because I want to build an 8-foot, or basically 8.5 foot living quarters tall. And I wanted space up above that to either build another room or just use it for storage. One of the things I did when they put this together, if you see that hole in that brace, I had them drill those holes or cut those holes out so I could attach a hoist to those beams and lift it up. And I'm pretty sure I could lift easily 1,000 pounds, but probably a ton. Those beams right there are 12-inch, 14-pound beams. And then the beams on the outside, those are 8-inch beams. They're lighter on the outside because they've got the extra braces. You see those studs, the stud columns support that, whereas the clear span in the middle doesn't have it. All right, so that's why I ended up with extra stuff. So now we'll talk about my first mistake, my first design mistake. So right here, that's the boundary between the shop and the living quarters. And if you notice, concrete's all at the same level. Now, if you got an attached garage to your house, you go to the door, you'll see there's probably a drop down of an inch. And I didn't put that in, and my concrete guy didn't catch it. So this causes a problem because of the low spot. It goes from the shop to the building. So again, this is a shop where it's quite possible. fill a 5-gallon container of diesel or Craigslist or something like that. Over here, you can see under here, it's really hard to floor I've got. So, I've got two things I got to do. I got to level that concrete out, and when I put the wall frame down, I'm going to have to seal this up, and I've got a couple ways to know how to do that. But that's just a mistake I made in design. The only other mistake in here, I wish I'd gone ahead and put a second roll-up door in the back so I could drive through, but that would have been a little over my budget, and I didn't want to do it. So now for the things I did right, especially budget-wise. Now, originally, I had budgeted for 11 windows, assuming about $300 a piece for purchase and installation. And that's what I limited myself to. But fortunately, with all that time between the time I poured the slab and got to the actual building in those 9 months, I spent a lot of time on Craigslist, and I got all these windows, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and really if you count those big windows as double windows, 15 windows. And I got, my windows actually cost me $1,300 on Craigslist. And the big steal were these wood frame windows. I got 7 of them for $650. I broke one of them and I started researching how to fix it. Found out these windows are $600 to $700 a piece individually. So I got a steal there. And these were all brand new windows. The top window up there, got that for $75. These final frames over here, they're a little, the white ones are builder grade. The gray ones, or the brown ones are better than that, but they're all good windows. So 15 windows installed and purchased for $1,300. All right, I'm gonna go set up, last thing, my front door, another Craigslist find, $40. It's a heavy door, framed with hardware and locks. So if you got time and a place to store stuff, Craigslist will pay off in the long run. Here's another one of my Craigslist finds, a scaffolding. And it's an interesting thing, I bought this and some other tools. There are a lot of building contractors out there, they will buy something for one job. But I guess they're so cash poor, they immediately turn around and sell what they bought at half price. This is a $1,000 scaffolding. It's actually got another 6-foot section that goes on top. $500. Knew it would have been over $1,000. Sorry if I'm bragging, but I'm just trying to tell you how you can save some money. Okay, that's the last of the mistakes. My next job is to insulate the roof. I'm going to do that with 6 inches of polyiso. I want to do the roof first while the floor is clear and basically keep the heat out. So, all right, let me run up the numbers and we'll go through it. Back outside, we're on the back side of the building so we can stay out of the wind, but I want to show you a trick. When my son looked at pictures of this building, he said, man, it looks industrial, and I kind of agreed with him. And part of the reason it looks industrial is because that green trim around the window, it's only 1.5 inches or 2 inches. To make it look better, you can get you just regular frame, 1x4 material, paint it green, and slide it behind that, and make that trim wider. And I think it makes it look much better. I'm going to do that on the front side, and the one side over here where it's visible, and around the doors. But anyway, that's a cheap way to make it look better, and make your wife happy. Okay, so let's kind of summarize the cost of where we are right now. So I've got a 54-foot by 32-foot building with 14-inch walls, 14-foot walls, and 2 commercial doors. That I got all from the metal supplier. It cost me $16,600 for all of that. But remember, I've got $1,300 worth of extra material, so my actual cost is $15,300. Got 15 windows and one residential door. So if you go look at the, let me stay up there. There you go. All right, so my metal cost $15,300, and something interesting about this, I had an estimate for the metal from October of 2017. That estimate was $16,400. The actual, almost a year later, was $16,600. And remember, we had the tariff wars going on. Everybody's claiming metal's going to go out the roof. Evidently, it didn't affect me. I was really expecting to get about a $4,000 or $25% hit on that. So I was pleasantly surprised. My slab cost me $13,000. The construction of the building itself cost me $12,500. Now, Husky, the guy that was originally going to build it, I went ahead and had him supervise this crew because I didn't know who they were. Turned out it was a great, great thing to do. Not only did he know what to do and really help those guys out, he also did all the trucking that would have had to ship them to move the metal over here, which probably would have cost me $500 or $600. He also had a Skytrack, which is the big hoist crane thing that they lift all this stuff up with, and it sat out here for a month because it took a month from start to finish to do this construction because of all the rain and everything else. So I paid him $3,000 for that, well worth it. The windows, I already told you, at $1,300 plus the framing material and another $200, so that's $1,500. The big I don't know what that 4,000 is. Let me stop a minute. All right, a couple of mistakes. The door I had for $4,000 was actually my $40 front door, so that brought my price down. And also I forgot to add in the roll-up garage door, which was $1,500, and then miscellaneous materials like sealant, screws, and whatnot, another $500. So my total end up to get to this point is $45,840. So just to give you an idea, I had this thing bid before I even poured the slab, and that bid was $46,500, sight unseen, without understanding what the dirt work was. I passed on that guy because I'm used to seeing detailed bids. He didn't have it, so I didn't know what to do. That's when I decided to go do it myself. So I came in cheaper than him with more windows and a roll-up door that he didn't include. I was panicking in July when I realized my original contractor wasn't going to finish, and by August I was pretty much didn't think I was going to get this done. I had another guy bid it just to do the building, and the slab was already done. He came back at $45,600. So, you know, it's tough to tell what the price are. Now, here's some things I learned. At that time, the cost of the slab should have been around $5.50 a square foot. If you're having somebody build a slab for you and they're charging you a lot more than that, or unless it's some fancy thing, that's kind of what you need to be shooting for. Again, this is a basic building, nothing very fancy about it. The guys that I bought my metal from gave me another warning. They wouldn't recommend a contractor to build it, but he said if your metal contractor comes in with a labor cost significantly more than the cost of your metal, that's a warning sign to get away. He said generally for a simple building like this, the metal and the construction cost should be about the same. And you see I'm right at $15,500 all my construction costs, $15,300 for the metal. Again, construction is about $550 a square foot. Now, again, this is a basic building. The more windows you add, the more doors you add, you know, it adds up. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also got that porch out there that I added on. So right now I'm sitting about $46,000. I think I came in cheaper than having somebody else do it for me. A lot of that is because I didn't have a middleman, and I did a lot of stuff on Craigslist. And there's more about this Craigslist stuff coming up because I've got insulation, interior doors. I've got lots and lots that I got off Craigslist. So there you go. Stick around if you want to watch the next part of the video. I'll start talking about give a tour of the ranch and try to explain what the projects were that got in the way of me doing any more work on this building. Thanks.